October 12, 1307. The sun sets over Paris on what looks like a normal autumn evening. But in the shadows of the Temple district, the most powerful men in the world are being watched. By sunrise, they would be branded heretics. By noon, they would be in chains. And their legendary treasure? It would vanish into the fog of history, sparking a 700-year-old cold case that leads from the vaults of Paris to the shores of the New World. To understand the Templars, we have to understand the poor knights of the Temple of Solomon. When they began in 1119, they were so broke they shared a single horse. But within a century, they were the world's first multinational corporation. They didn't just win battles, they won the banking war. They invented the letter of credit, the medieval equivalent of a Visa card. A traveler could deposit gold in London and withdraw it in Jerusalem. This float of constant cash made them richer than the kings they served. By 1300, King Philip IV of France, known as the Fair, was anything but. He was drowning in debt from his wars with England, and his biggest creditor was the Templar. He couldn't pay them back, so he decided to take them out. Using rumors of secret rituals and heresy, he pressured the Pope to turn against them. It was the ultimate corporate raid. At dawn on Friday, October 13th, Philip's men struck. The king's soldiers forced their way into the stronghold at the Square du Temple. Thousands were arrested. But when the king's treasurer entered the Paris temple to seize the gold, he found the vaults empty. Rumors immediately swirled. The night before, a wagon train, muffled in hay, had left the city. 18 ships at the port of La Rochelle weighed anchor and vanished. The king got the men, but the treasure had slipped through his fingers. Where do you go when the Pope wants you dead? There are many theories about this. One theory suggests you go to the land of the excommunicated. Many believe the fleet sailed to Scotland. Here, at Rosslyn Chapel, the stones themselves seem to whisper Templar secrets. Look closely at the carvings. There are depictions of Indian corn, a plant from the Americas, carved decades before Columbus ever set sail. Did the Templars travel to the New World? Another theory suggests that if they didn't stay in Scotland, they may have kept sailing. On a small island off the coast of Nova Scotia lies the Money Pit of Oak Island. For 200 years, treasure hunters have found layers of coconut fiber, charcoal, and stone tablets with cryptic codes. The engineering is terrifying. Elaborate flood tunnels designed to drown anyone who gets too close. Is this the final resting place of the Templar archives? Could this lead cross found on the island beach be proof that the Templars may just have visited here? Some say the treasure never left Europe. In Portugal, King Dinis I simply refused to arrest them. He allowed them to change their name to the Order of Crust. Their wealth wasn't hidden, it was reinvested into the Age of Discovery. Some suggest it's no coincidence that the ships of Vasco da Gama and Christopher Columbus sailed under the same red cross the Templars wore. So, has a single coin been found? In 2024, archaeologists in Portugal uncovered a small hoard of Templar-era coins hidden in a tower wall. In Israel, underwater divers found gold florins near the old Templar fortress of Acre. But the great treasure, the Holy Grail, or the billions in bullion, remains a ghost. For 700 years, the world believed the Knights Templar were officially condemned by the Catholic Church for heresy. But in 2001, a researcher named Barbara Frail made a discovery in the Vatican secret archives that changed history forever. Misfiled for centuries was a single piece of vellum, the Chinon parchment. This document reveals a shocking truth. In 1308, Pope Clement IV didn't actually find the Templars guilty. In a secret trial at the castle of Chinon, he officially absolved the Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, and the rest of the leadership. He found them innocent of heresy and sought to reform the order rather than destroy it. So why were they burnt at the stake? Because King Philip IV suppressed the Pope's findings in order to clear his debt. The king was so powerful that he forced the Pope to ignore his own verdict. The chin on parchment is the legal proof that the Templars weren't occultists or criminals. They were victims of the world's first massive state-sponsored character assassination. The discovery of this document suggests that the Church may have known all along that the treasure wasn't unholy gold, but a political fortune stolen by a bankrupt king. The Knights Templar may have been destroyed on that Friday in October, but their shadow is everywhere. In the way we bank, the way we travel, and the stories we tell. The treasure might be in a pit in Canada, or it might be the very system that runs our world today. One thing is certain, they knew how to keep a secret. And 700 years later, we are still looking.